Hi, welcome to Undead Yarn. This is episode 53. My name is Heidi, and you can find me as Nitty Girl on Ravelry and Nitty Girl 1 on Instagram and Twitter, which I don't use that much, mostly for shop stuff, and Periscope. I hope everybody's doing well. You may notice today I'm kind of au naturel. I've had a lot of things that I've been needing to work on, and I also added an extra school to my caseload. So last couple of weeks have been real busy after Stitches, Texas. So I figure I have a lot of stuff piled up to talk about, so it's probably time to talk about it, even if I don't have everything written down and makeup on and all that stuff. So anyway, when I go ahead and start talking about works in progress, I really only have two. I have one in my Me, My Dog, and Some Yarn bag that you've seen before. I don't think I had finished. I don't think I had finished this first sock. I still have to put in the afterthought heel, but I don't think I was completely through the first sock. This is my Roadkill self-striping that was, it's basically the same as Monster 80s, except this stripe came out more of a salmon color than pink. So that's the first sock. And the other thing I've been working on is for the Jinx Yarn knit along. She has a knit along not in the Dyer's Notebook, but in her Jinx Yarn group. If you knit a pair, I don't think it has to be socks. If you knit something with her yarn, you get, I think everybody who has a finished object gets a discount, and then she's going to draw for a free skein of yarn. And I have lots of Jinx yarn that I have not knit up yet, so I started knitting. This is the Sport Weight yarn, and this is called Abandoned Carnival. And you can see the colors. That's a pretty good representation. This right here, to me right now, it looks like it's showing up as brown, and it's really a gray with a gold overtone. I really like the way this is knitting up. It's you can tell it's been over-dyed. So anyway, this is the first sock, and since it's sport weight, it's going pretty fast. But most of my time this week has been taken up by Spinzilla. So I have 3 braids of yarn that I finished. Let me show you what I did first. First, let's see, I think this was this one was 4 ounces. This is organic Pullworth, and this is by the Barbed Dragon. And this is her multi-pass colorway. And I believe, let's see, I got like 108 yards in the first skein. I spun woolen. I decided I was going to do this all really quick and dirty since I really only had the evenings to spin because I still have to go to work during the day. So, and then the second skein, I think I got about 66 yards in the second one, something like that. Or maybe it was a little bit more. No, I think that's about right. So I got 200 some yards. Did I get 200 yards? Over 200 yards. About 200 yards, something like that. I'm not the best at math. I don't feel like thinking right now. I just want to get through this. I just want to get through this because I need to talk to y'all because I have so much to tell you. If I don't tell you now, next time it's going to be crazy. So anyway, I also found that I had some 80s fashion. This is 3.6 ounces of Sock Bunny Studios, and it's just feltable wool top. And this one I got, I believe, about 120 yards maybe. And you can tell it's yellows, pinks, and there's a little bit of orange in there. You can't really see the orange. There a little bit. It's kind of blown out, but you can kind of see the orange. Yeah, you can see it there. This is another one. I didn't do wraps per inch, but this is definitely bulky or super bulky. And this one is definitely bulky. Super bulky. This one is Hambly, and this one was a BFL. And this one is orange and yellows. And the colors are a lot brighter. Because I have the light directly on me so that y'all can see, the colors are kind of blown out. But they're all pretty bright colors, and you can tell there's a little theme running through them. I really wanted to do some yellow. And I wanted to spin quickly since I didn't have a lot of time, so they're all bulky. And I'm kind of happy with it because I have not spun anything bulky in a long time. Mostly I get fingering weight when I spin and then ply. It's usually a single that's almost lace weight, and then I ply them together and it's fingering. So now I know that if I spin woolen, I can get a bulkier weight yarn. And I'm not sure what I'm going to do with all of them, but I think I might knit something for my niece with this because she's the one I think I told you guys about, that she loves knitting, and she's still doing it even after it's been a year now. And her favorite colors are yellow and I think pink. It might not be. I know it was gold and something else. If I find out it's orange, it'll be this one. But I'm thinking maybe a cowl or a hat, or maybe since she's little, maybe I could do a hat and mitts. Not sure what I'm going to do with this one yet. But this is what I spun for Spinzilla. I also started another braid. I started a braid of Knitter's Nightmare in Jacob in the Harmonic Elements colorway, but I didn't get very far in it, and I decided that one I wanted to spin thinner because I wanted it to be something for me. It's Jacob, so it's not soft like this. These are all fairly soft wools. They're not merino soft, but they're pretty soft. I had a Pullworth, and then this is just wool, so it's probably generic wool. And then this one was BFL. So they're all soft, but they're not merino soft. And then the Jacob is definitely not even as soft as these. I'm enjoying spinning it though. But it does kind of take some work because it's not a real soft merino. I have a lot of things to talk about, but I think what I'm going to do next is show you guys what I got for Stitches, Texas. I did want to say there were 2 people who have not contacted me yet from the Knit Dye Spin thread. The person who won the Jaw Wool yarn, Soleil, who is Leslie from California, she has not contacted me. And also there was one person who won a prize from Franciscan Gypsy, a person who won the one of the patterns from Franciscan Gypsy Designs has not contacted me, and that is Cthulhu Loves Me, and she's also from California. So you two still need to PM me and let me know that you've heard that you're a winner so that you can get your prizes. If I don't hear from you guys within a month of the last podcast, I'm going to draw again. So hopefully you guys will hear, or somebody will tell you or something. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and go on to some of the other stuff I got recently. Well, this I got, this was from, I think I told y'all I'm in the Gilmore Girls sock club with Mary Gale of Spartacus Dyes. My hair is just crazy today. I'm just going to put it back. And this is Cujo, Benji, or Lassie. And this is the August club yarn. And each time she sends a quote, two different quotes, and you get to choose if you want worsted or if you want sport. Not sport. I think if you want worsted or sock, and I'm going to get sock. You know, I like sock weight the best. But this is, I think, her Will and Grace sock. Yeah, it's 80% superwash merino, 20% nylon, 400 yards. But these are definitely my colors, and they're perfect for fall. It's browns and oranges, and there's a little bit of white, and a little bit, I don't know if you can tell, a little bit of gray. Yeah, you can kind of see that. But the oranges and the browns just got me. I love them. So this is one of my things that I've gotten in the last couple of weeks. And then I also got in, I wanted to try, I think I told you guys, I went to a new yarn shop in Austin, and they had this dye for yarn. And I went and looked her up online, and her prices are very reasonable, like really reasonable for being out of the country. And she had some merino and baby camel. And I love camel. I've spun camel. I haven't knit with it. I did buy a cone of camel from Webb's, but it doesn't feel like the camel that I spun. So I'm wondering if that's been really overprocessed or something. But when I saw that she had a fingering weight, and it's a single, it's a merino single, and it's, like I said, merino superwash and baby camel, I wanted to try it, and it is so squishy. Squishy, squishy. The only thing that was a little disappointing is that the color is not more golden. The website picture was more golden brown than brown, but this is definitely a brown color. Luckily, I like brown, but it just goes to show you that when you make a purchase, sometimes the yarn that's pictured may not be the yarn that you're getting. It doesn't mean that it's not dyed the same way. It usually is. It's just that dye lots can differ, and even sometimes skeins in the same dye lot can be different. So when you're buying hand-dyed yarn online, sometimes you end up with something that's not quite what you think. But what I try to do is each time I put a new skein up, if it's really different from the one before, I try to make a new picture. So anyway, it's just something to know. I guess what I'll do next is tell you guys some of the other things that I bought while I was at Stitches, Texas. I just made a couple of more purchases. I did buy 2 Lolo bars that I didn't bring over. I got a Just Lilac, a big one for me, and then I got a smaller one of Edward, which I was going to share with my husband. Every time I put it on, he said it smells good, but I kind of like it myself, so I might keep that one for myself. And then the other purchase I made that wasn't yarn, one of the other purchases that wasn't yarn was I love this. They put, Knitting Lanyap was right next door to me, and they put their stitch markers in a really nice tin. And they had the most awesome stitch markers, so I had to buy some. I almost bought the, what was it? I almost bought, they had a Supernatural set, and I love Supernatural. You guys know that, because I went ahead and I bought that pattern from Shannon Sanchez. She's doing the mystery knit along for she's got a mystery knit along for the month of October, and it started the day that the new season of Supernatural came out. And I went ahead and bought the pattern, but I haven't had time to sit down and start it yet. I have a feeling I won't get to it till it's all finished, but I did buy the pattern, and I'm looking forward to doing it. But I bought the Walking Dead set because I really like the set. It's, of course, I'll show you the little Walking Dead things, like a gun, an axe. These made me crack up. I guess these are brass knuckles. And then there's an angel wing. And a hacksaw. I just thought these were so fun. Bow and arrow. It's like all the weapons you could ever need. But they're just, to me, they're so funny as stitch markers. This looks like a backpack, but it looks like it's got a backpack with a grenade on it on the side. And then a little sword. This just made me laugh. And maybe it's why I bought it. Ended up buying the whole set. Keep calm and kill zombies. And then there's a machete, or a butcher knife. I guess that's a butcher knife. And a hammer. And last but not least, there's a lobster claw for marking the beginning of your round. And of course, you can't do without your kerosene lamp. So that was from Knitting Lanyap, and that is a lot of stitch markers for so if next, I might be able to use these for my Supernatural knit along. I suspect, since it's a pie shawl, that I will need a lot of stitch markers, so maybe I can use my Walking Dead stitch markers for that. What else did I get? Okay, now I'll go on to the yarn. Well, one more thing that's not yarn. I bought a drawstring bag from Suburban Stitcher, and I got it because it's, if you can tell, you probably can, it's from London. It's Map of London. And she's got drawstring. And here's her card, Suburban Stitcher. So, I also like the I like that it's the same colors as the flag, you know, the blue and the red and then the white. So those are my purchases that were not yarn. And then, of course, I had to go to Jinx Yarn. And I bought one of her mini skein kits. This was a Studio Ghibli, I believe you call it. Ghibli mini skeins. I think these are the movies. I know that I've watched many of them, and I probably know the reference. I think that was Studio Ghibli, because I think my husband really likes those movies. And there were 2 mini skein sets, and I actually really liked them both, so I picked the one that was less my colors, because, you know, I'm always picking yellow and orange, but this one has reds and blues and greens. There's a little bit of yellow, but it's mostly colors that I don't normally pick. It's more jewel tones. And then, what else did I get? Did I get anything? Oh, yes, I did, of course. I've always wanted this colorway from Jinx. It's a self-striping, and she had it in sparkling, and this is one of her Christmas colorways, and it's called, I forget what it's called. What is it called? Party Dress. And I always liked it because I love gold and silver together. I really do. And so I bought this one, and that was on her glitz base. And then the last thing I bought was I bought a skein of tonal yarn from Stacy from Mustache. I think I've told you guys before that I know Elizabeth Green Musselman, and she's been knitting a lot of things with Stacy's yarn. They just came out with a pattern collaboration with Yarn Carnival that last week at the Yarn Crawl. God, I guess not last week yet, really. Saturday. Saturday they put the kit out together at Tinsmith Wife, and I'm not sure if they're going to be selling it online or how it's going to work, but they put kits together with, and it's one of those self-striping shawls, but the edging is a lace edging. So anyway, I've seen a lot of her tonals being knit up by Elizabeth, and I really like the way they come out, so I went ahead and bought a tonal, and this one is called Shindig. That's cute. It's pink, and it's like, what else does it? It has a little bit of reds in it. It's mostly pinks and reds with a subtle brown, mostly a tan, more of a tan. That is either going to be a shawl or socks. I think that would make a nice shawl. And probably a nice lace shawl because yeah, it's just superwash merino, so that would be good for that. But, oh, it's only 273 yards. Maybe they'll be socks. It's a sport weight, so maybe those will be socks instead. And then we had the Yarn Crawl, and it started over the weekend, and I was supposed to officially do a trunk show next weekend at the Happy U, but the next weekend is my birthday, so in lieu of doing an official trunk show, I brought over lots of yarn. I think I brought over 25, 30 skeins. I don't normally bring that much. But they have a nice display, and I put the display up on Instagram if you want to see it. And if you're in the area, all that yarn, I brought all my Halloween yarn over there. So if you're looking for a Halloween colorway, and I also still had some Monster Party left, and I also brought that over there too. So if you're looking for Halloween yarns or Monster Party, unless somebody bought them, I know some stuff has been sold, because I did go last Friday and hang out for a little while, but I won't be there officially on an official basis this weekend, because my husband and I are going to do something fun over the weekend. Probably take the dogs and go hiking, and then maybe go out of town for a day or so. So if y'all want to do something for my birthday, I'd love it if you would give me some iTunes reviews. It's been a long time, I think, since I had an iTunes review. There's a small number up, and then I don't think I've had any for a year or two. So if y'all want to do something for me for my birthday, give me an iTunes review. I'd love it. Oh, the other thing that I've been doing that I should have talked about probably before Stitches, but Stitches, I wanted to make sure I finished talking about that. I've been working on Spinzilla. Oh, wait, I did. I showed you my Spinzilla stuff. What am I... I'm getting ahead of myself. Well, anyway, for the Yarn Crawl, I did go Saturday to or not Saturday, on Friday I went to the Happy U and hung out. There was a knitting day, and I was knitting on a pair of my socks that I showed you last time. I did forget to bring those over. The ones that are Violently Happy Accident. I'm probably pretty far down. I'm trying to make knee socks with them, so I have a lot of progress on those, but I forgot to bring that over. And I got to meet some people who have bought my yarn, and I bought a gradient yarn. I'm not sure if I have it around here. I met I have met her before. There's another person from San Antonio who has just started dyeing gradients, and I bought one of her gradients, but I don't know where I put it, so I will have to show you that next time if I remember. And then on Saturday, I went to Hill Country Weavers, which is another one of the local yarn shops, and I took a class from Romy Hill, and I also posted that on Instagram. Cindy, who runs the yarn crawl, was there, and I think she knows everybody. I think she may have been one of the people who was instrumental in getting Romy Hill to come to the yarn crawl. Anyway, I took an amazing class from her. It was called Fixing Lace Mistakes, and actually it was called Lace Surgery, and that's what it looked like when you were doing it. You take one of the little boards you would use for blocking, and you block out your swatch, and you find your error, and then she's got a trick that you can use to go down to ladder down to where your mistake is, and fix it, and go all the way back up without having to take the whole shawl out. It was amazing. If you really like lace, and I love lace, it's just been a while. Because I've been so busy with dyeing, I haven't had as much time to knit as I would like. I'm hoping that after this month, when my first kit's almost gone, which is wonderful, thank you guys. Me, My Dog, and Some Yarn also still has some in her shop. The Halloween kit that we had, which I showed last week. There's one left in my shop, and she's got some in her shop. But that one, I'm finished dyeing for that, I believe. And then there's another kit that I'm dyeing for right now that is out with Silver Shed Studios. And this is not the bag that she's putting in with the kit. But I did buy a bag from her. I think this was before SSK, and I just forgot to show y'all because, oh my gosh, it's so big. It's a sweater bag. And I had to have it because look, it's fairies and it sparkles. Oh, it's so beautiful. And she had more than one. I wanted that one too. And I just don't need a lot of big bags. So I held off and just got one. But I'm holding a bunch of projects in here. I have like 4 projects in here. And the sad thing is I'm probably going to forget about them for a while. But this is huge. If you need a sweater bag, this is awesome, and the price point was really great too, and she has a lobster claw on this. I'm not sure if all her bags are like this, but the other bag that I have from her is like this too. It's a big, huge bag with a zipper, and it has a lobster claw on the edge. Anyway, there's a collaboration between Franciscan Gypsy Designs, who is Talia from Penhook and Needles, and the Silver Shed Studios, who is Ann Brody, and she is, I believe, I keep forgetting her name. One of the 2 people from Stockinette Zombies, that's her mother. So we have a kit out, and it's using my zombified yarn in my new 4-ply worsted weight base, and Talia designed a little bookworm with it. Well, I shouldn't say little because it comes out pretty big. It's a big bookworm. So in the kit you get a bag which has a caterpillar on it. Or a little worm on it. And you get the pattern, and you'll get a skein of my yarn. So I'm in the process of dyeing all of that yarn up right now. So that's why I feel like I have not had a chance to do a lot of other things that I wanted to do. But anyway, I digress. I wanted to show you the 2 things I bought at Hill Country Weavers, because when you go to Hill Country Weavers, you almost always have to buy something, because shop is insane. They have stuff wall to wall, and there's always something, and there's always something new too. They had somebody was having a trunk show there. I don't remember who, but I think it was a new dyer. And on top of that, she now carries Northbound Knitting, who I absolutely love. I love her patterns. I love her yarns, and of course, I had to get one that had a gray, and this is a gray and a brown, and I had to look at it really carefully to make sure it wasn't Metallurgy, because I know that's the one I already have, but it's not. This is Sencha, and this is the other one I always want to buy every time I see it. And this is 400 yards of 80% superwash merino, 20% silk. This sucker is going to be a shawl. I don't know what yet, but probably one of her designs, because her designs go really well with the colors that she dyes, and she's very well known for her grays and browns. Mostly her grays. Awesome. And then I got my first ever skein of hedgehog fibers. I almost bought fiber because they had a whole bunch of hedgehog fiber in the back. But it was all BFL, and I've got tons of BFL. I don't need more BFL. And then I saw this. I went and looked at the yarn because I was trying to decide fiber or yarn. But I saw this, and I had to have it. I have not seen a light purple with speckles on it. I've seen a lot of pink with speckles, clear with speckles, green with speckles, but I think this is the first time I've seen a lilac with speckles. Plus, it's hedgehog fibers. You know you can't go wrong. I really don't know what I'm going to do with this one, but I want to just look at it and pet it. This is 90% superwash merino, 10% nylon, and it's 350 meters. I'm so bad with meters. I wish I knew how much that is. I don't know how many yards that will be. Maybe 400, but it might not be quite 400. So it could be socks, but look at that. It's so cool. It might need to be mitts, or I don't know. It might need to be something that you can see. It might need to be something other than something on my feet. So we shall see. Excuse me, I'm having a really bad allergy day. Ragweed's really high in Austin today. Anyway, I'm about at 30 minutes, which is good because I'm almost finished. I just wanted to mention that I did finish reading a book. It's called The Light Between Oceans. And I'm supposed to go to a book club tonight to talk about this. It will be my first time at that book club, and I'm hoping that I can go. If I don't go, it'll be because my allergies are killing me. I'm having some trouble with some asthma. So anyway, that is the last thing I think I have to talk about. Oh, I do have one thing to talk about that I know a lot of you are going to disagree with me about. Anthony and I went to see The Martian last week. I was really excited to see it. Meh. Didn't do anything for me. The first hour was really good. Oh, and I'm being bad. I'm drinking Diet Coke today. I love Diet Coke with lime. Anyway, I was really excited to see it because everybody said the book was so good. Went to the movie. First hour was actually pretty interesting. So that kept my attention. Maybe it was the first hour and a half. It was a long movie. It was 2.5 hours at least. And I have to tell you, the last hour, I was just like, I was so glad I had my knitting. I actually pulled out my knitting, and there was a light. I could bend down and look in the light to make sure I hadn't dropped any stitches. I was knitting. The last hour was like, is he going to make it? Are they going to get him? Are they going to rescue him? Are they not going to rescue him? Oh my god, yay! Oh no! Oh, things are going badly! Oh my god, yay! I feel like I was in a blockbuster movie. I don't... Blockbuster movies are not my thing. I like when you don't really know what's going to happen. After a while, I didn't really care if they were going to get him or not. But you kind of knew it's a Hollywood movie. After a while, you picked up, they're making this a Hollywood movie, and he's going to be rescued regardless. So, yeah, I didn't care for the last hour, because I felt like all they did, it was just, is he going to get, are they going to rescue him, or are they not going to rescue him? Can they do this? Can they not do this? And then it was up and down and up and down. Yay, woo, yay, oh, yay, oh. And you don't know anything about this man. All you know is he's an astronaut. They left him behind. He's really smart. You know nothing about his family, nothing about if he's married, not married, if his parents are around, if his parents aren't around, what kind of person he is. You know nothing. Except that he's smart and he can do this. I don't know. It didn't do anything for me. So, I don't know if I'm going to read the book. I bought it. I think it was a daily deal one day. I bought it for $2, but I may not ever read it. Unless somebody tells me that the book is a lot better than the movie. But I've heard they're pretty similar. That the movie was, of course, Hollywoodized, but I don't know. It didn't do anything for me. So anyway... Let me know if you guys had a different experience, or let me know if the book is really worth reading. I have seen a lot of movies that I didn't care for and I loved the book, or I've seen movies where I actually didn't like the book that much and the movie was better. So let me know if the book is worth reading, because, you know, I love to read, but I don't want to waste my reading time on something that I'm not going to enjoy. I think that I've covered everything. If not... Oh, wait. Last thing. Horror Along's going on in the group. Go back to the thread to see the prizes. I can show you one of them at least. Do I have it? Oh, I don't have... I'd have to lean down to get them, but... I got the hazelnuts, the SSK buttons, sock ruler, and this is yarn I'm going to give away. This is one of the mistakes from my Halloween yarn. It came out, instead of the stripe being brown with pops, it's more blue with... It's more blue and brown, and there's not really any other color in it, but it's mostly blue. So that's going to be in the prize pot. You have from now until the end of November to enter the thread. And anyway, with that, I'm going to say get busy knitting or get busy dyeing. Bye, y'all.